G'day mate. Well, somebody once asked, how safe is the Philippines? Well, I would say after being here some nearly 11 years now, it's a pretty safe place, certainly safer than what I would say back home. But I'll show you something, it might be of some interest. If you look on my over my shoulder here, you'll see some dirt on a nice brand new painted wall around the back of the property, all around the property in fact. There is a, what am I, I'm 6'2", so it's nearly 7 feet high. And we had visitors last night. How do I know that? Well, actually, we also have CTV. And unfortunately, as you can see, the wet weather has made the plants grow pretty fast. In fact, they're a bit of a boomer in terms of growth, in terms of foliage thickening up. And that's a problem here. We've also had November 1 just a few days ago, just over a week. And those that have lived here and understand what it's like will also understand that whilst I walk under a few papaya growing on the tree here, oh yummy, can't wait for them. They're the pink variety. Anyway, we had a few visitors. I say a few because we believe it was 2. And we know that from CTV footage. Of course, these little cowards, I say little because of course Filipinos aren't very tall, but the reality is that there's been a little bit of a burglary spur around this area. I wonder why. Like I said to the owner, when you have new people coming in from other regions, maybe to attend a wake or maybe just simply visiting from outside of the region, what happens is that you have people casing the joint, and as a result they sometimes come back and do naughty things. You know what naughty things are? Well, over the road they came into the house with a young couple asleep downstairs this time, but they came upstairs and they stole laptop, telephones, cash, and I believe some Saudi gold in the form of jewellery. And a number of other properties have reported break-ins around here, which is not something that happens every day, but it certainly has happened here over the last few days. So what can we do? Well, if we had a license as a non-foreigner, in other words a Filipino, you have a legal right to shoot them dead. You don't have to ask if they've got permission to come in. You know that at 2 o'clock in the morning it's pretty obvious that they're wandering around looking for opportunities. And when opportunity knocks here in the Philippines, it can be rather dangerous for those that choose to go walkabout in somebody else's property. You shoot them dead, well, I'm afraid there's not much you can do about that because you're in the wrong place, certainly at the wrong time and on the wrong property. So a thing to remember is to keep your eyes open. It is a good idea to have CTV. I was a bit against it at the beginning when I first came here, but in actual fact it's a good precaution, a way of ensuring that in some cases things like this will be a deterrent against others choosing to enter your property illegally. So, just food for thought, guys. You just have to be very aware of the people who are around you. Not everybody is as honest as maybe you might seem to think. 5:30 in the morning the other morning, the Sari store was robbed of a telephone. Two people on a motorbike decided to ask for some Gcash or put some Gcash in, and while she was fumbling around with her phone to put the money on, they grabbed the phone and done a runner. And of course the police came, and oh dearie me, the CCTV camera at the shop wasn't working. Not much good having CCTV unless it's in full working order, and you need to maintain all of that type of stuff on a regular basis. So guys, food for thought as I look at the papaya again and think in a little while we'll be eating them. So you have a nice day. It's a pretty hot, humid day today, but nevertheless it's always good in the Philippines. Bye now.